Fiji, the shimmering heart of the Pacific. After nearly 2 years since our last journey through Oceania, it's time to return to the place where turquoise seas meet lush volcanic peaks, the magnificent island nation of Fiji. This isn't just a tropical getaway for honeymooners or surfers, it's a cradle of ancient traditions, a meeting point of cultures, and a living masterpiece painted by the Pacific itself. So grab a coconut, settle under a palm tree, and let's dive deep into the story of one of the most captivating nations on Earth. A crossroads between worlds. Fiji sits like a sparkling jewel in the center of the South Pacific, right in the subregion of Melanesia. It's surrounded by a constellation of island nations, Vanuatu to the west, Tonga to the east, and Tuvalu to the north. Further south lie New Zealand and New Caledonia, while to the northeast stretch the scattered islands of Wallis and Futuna. Altogether, Fiji is made up of over 330 islands and more than 500 islets, scattered like emeralds over an area of nearly 1.3 million square kilometers of ocean, though only about 100 islands are permanently inhabited. The two largest, Viti Levu and Vanua Levu, contain nearly 90% of the population. The capital, Suva, sits on the southeastern coast of Viti Levu, a lively, rain-soaked city that blends colonial architecture with modern Pacific culture. It's home to universities, government offices, and the vibrant Suva municipal market, where stalls overflow with taro, kava roots, spices, and tropical fruits. Fiji is divided into 4 main divisions: Central, Western, Northern, and Eastern, which are further split into 14 provinces. Interestingly, one of the islands, Tavuni, crosses the international date line. To prevent the nation from being split between 2 calendar days, the government decided that the entire country should follow the same time zone, UTC+12. Far to the north lies Rotuma, a volcanic island 465 kilometers from the main group. Though politically part of Fiji, its people are Polynesian, speaking their own language and following customs closer to Samoa or Tonga. And then there's Conway Reef, an uninhabited sandbar surrounded by razor-sharp coral and turquoise waters, famous among diverse but dangerous for sailors. Born of fire, shaped by the sea. Fiji's very existence is a miracle of geology. The islands were formed by a chain of underwater volcanic eruptions millions of years ago, sitting at the edge of the New Hebrides Trench, where tectonic plates collide and magma surges upward. From space, the archipelago looks almost spiral, a swirl of land born from fire and embraced by ocean currents. While most volcanoes are dormant today, Vanua Levu and Tavuni still have active geothermal areas, bubbling mud pools, and hot springs. Mount Tamanivi, formerly Mount Victoria, at 1,324 meters, 4,344 feet, is Fiji's highest peak, a rainforest-covered summit that catches the first light of dawn each day. Dozens of rivers, including the Reva, Sigatoka, and Ba, carve through the landscape, feeding lush valleys and rice fields before spilling into coral-lined coasts. The island's interior is a tangle of dense jungle and misty peaks, while the coasts are rimmed with white sands and crystal lagoons. To the west, the Mamanuca and Yasawa island chains shimmer like pearls, the stuff of travel posters. The film Castaway, 2000, was famously shot on Manyariki Island, part of the Mamanucas. Further north, Vanua Levu serves as Fiji's agricultural heart, covered in sugarcane, coconut, and pineapple plantations. Tavuni, known as the Garden Island, is home to black sand beaches, rare orchids, and the Buma National Heritage Park, where waterfalls tumble through tropical forests. And if you crave true remoteness, venture to the Lau Group, a collection of 60 islands where life moves at the pace of the tides, far from the modern world. The taste of paradise. Fijian cuisine is a vibrant reflection of its people, a delicious blend of Melanesian, Polynesian, Indian, and Chinese influences. A must-try dish is lovo, a traditional feast where marinated meats, fish, and vegetables are wrapped in banana or taro leaves and cooked underground over heated stones, similar to the Polynesian omu. Other staples include taro. Fiji grows about 70 varieties, kamala, sweet potato, cassava, breadfruit, and bele, a leafy green packed with nutrients. Fresh seafood, especially mahi-mahi, tuna, and reef fish, is found everywhere, often served with coconut milk and chili. And, of course, there's kava, the national drink made from the powdered root of the yagona plant. Traditionally prepared in a wooden bowl and shared in a ceremonial circle, kava has a mild numbing effect and induces relaxation. It's central to Fijian hospitality. Visitors are often greeted with a kava ceremony as a sign of welcome. Life among the islands. Fiji's biodiversity is astonishing. Over 1,500 species of plants grow here, with more than a quarter found nowhere else on Earth. The forests are home to the Fijian banded iguana, Pacific boa, and several species of flying foxes, fruit bats. Birdwatchers flock to see the collared lory, orange dove, and the red-throated lorikeet, one of the world's rarest parrots. The surrounding waters hold over 1,000 species of fish, 400 types of coral, and vast marine sanctuaries teeming with sharks, rays, and turtles. Fiji's Great Astrolabe Reef is one of the largest barrier reefs in the world and a global diving hotspot. Conservation programs led by local communities and NGOs have helped restore coral growth and protect marine life from overfishing and bleaching. People of the Sun. Fiji's greatest treasure, though, is its people. With a population of just under 950,000, Fiji is one of the most ethnically diverse nations in the Pacific. The Itaukei, indigenous Fijians, make up about 57% of the population. Their ancestors arrived around 3,000 years ago, part of the Great Austronesian Migration across the Pacific. About 35% are Indo-Fijians, descendants of indentured laborers brought by the British between 1879 and 1916 to work on sugar plantations. Smaller groups include Rotumans, Chinese, Europeans, and other Pacific Islanders. This mix of cultures created a fascinating social fabric. English, Fijian, and Fiji Hindi are the three official languages. Fiji Hindi, a local Creole of Hindi blended with English and Fijian, is so distinct that speakers from India often can't fully understand it. Despite the differences, one thing unites everyone: Beulah. It's more than just hello. It's a blessing of life and good energy, a reflection of the warmth Fijians are famous for. Traditional villages still play a central role in rural areas. Each is led by a chief, and community life revolves around respect, cooperation, and shared responsibility. Visitors are expected to dress modestly, remove hats, and avoid touching anyone's head. The head is considered sacred. Historically, some tribes practiced ritual cannibalism, mainly during warfare, earning Fiji the nickname Cannibal Isles in the 19th century. Those days are long gone, but the tales remain as reminders of a fierce, complex past. Culture, music, and spirit. Fijian arts are vibrant and deeply symbolic. Women craft tapa cloths, called masi, from mulberry bark, often decorated with geometric patterns used in ceremonies. Men carve intricate canoes, weapons, and kava bowls, blending craftsmanship with spiritual meaning. Traditional dances like the meat combine storytelling, chanting, and graceful movement, a reflection of legends passed down for generations. Fire dancing and hot coal walking are still performed at festivals, showing both skill and endurance. Music in Fiji fuses island rhythms with church choirs, reggae beats, and even Bollywood influences, a reflection of its cultural diversity. Crossed swords history and struggle. Fiji's modern story is one of resilience. The islands became a British colony in 1874, gaining independence in 1970. However, political instability followed, with 4 coups between 1987 and 2006, most driven by ethnic tensions and power struggles between indigenous Fijians and Indo-Fijians. Despite these upheavals, Fiji has emerged as a democratic and stable nation, balancing tradition with modernity. It has one of the strongest economies in the Pacific, driven by tourism, sugar, gold mining, and remittances from Fijians working abroad. Rugby and national pride. If there's one passion that unites every Fijian, it's rugby. It's more than a sport, it's a national identity. Fiji's men's rugby sevens team is a global powerhouse, winning Olympic gold medals in 2016 and 2020, as well as multiple World Cup titles. When the national team plays, villages pause, cities empty, and cheers echo across the islands. Rugby is the heartbeat of Fiji, fierce, proud, and full of joy. Friends across the sea. Fiji is a key player in Pacific diplomacy. It maintains strong ties with New Zealand, Australia, Samoa, Tonga, and Vanuatu. It's part of the Commonwealth, the Pacific Islands Forum, and the United Nations. The Nadi International Airport is the main gateway to the Pacific, the only connection to smaller nations like Tuvalu and Kiribati. Despite occasional political friction, especially with Australia after the 2006 coup, relations today are warm and cooperative. Fiji also contributes heavily to international peacekeeping, with Fijian soldiers serving in UN missions across the Middle East and Africa. The spirit of Fiji. To visit Fiji is to step into a world where the ancient and modern coexist harmoniously. Where fiery volcanoes gave birth to coral reefs. Where Indian spices blend with Melanesian chants. Where a simple beulah can make a stranger feel at home. Fiji isn't just a nation, it's an experience. It's the laughter of children playing in village waters, the rhythm of drums echoing at sunset, the scent of kava and coconut smoke in the air. It's where fire became paradise, and tradition became joy.